What if I told you that you can visit the exact spot where Bhagawan Vishnu is said to have placed his foot on Mahabali's head? The temple where the festival of Onam is believed to have started. This is the story of the Thrikkakara Temple of Kerala. Now, I've covered the detailed Puranic story behind this event in a previous episode, and you can find the link for that on screen or in the description below. But for those who haven't watched it, here's a quick recap. The story centers on the great and generous King Mahabali, whose power grew so immense that it worried the Devas. In order to restore the cosmic balance, Bhagawan Vishnu appeared before him as a humble boy named Vamana and asked for 3 pieces of land. When the king agreed, Vamana expanded to a cosmic size. He covered the earth in 1 step and the heavens in the 2nd. And for the 3rd step, Mahabali, ever true to his word, offered his own head. But this isn't just a simple story of a divine play tricking a king. It's a narrative about the vast difference between power and greatness, and why a ruler who was pushed into the underworld is welcomed back as a hero every single year by the people of Kerala. The secret to this incredible paradox doesn't lie in a forgotten story. It is carved into the very stones of a living temple. The secret lies in the Thrikkakara Temple near Kochi, the spiritual home of Onam. This temple holds the key to understanding why an apparent act of defeat is celebrated with such joy and grandeur in Kerala. I'm Kumar, screenwriter and author, and you're watching Chaturya. That place where Vamana placed his foot on Bali's head is believed to be known as Thrikkakara in Kerala. The name itself is traditionally believed to be a version of Thiru-Kaal-Karai, which means the place of the holy foot. Now, this temple, located near Kochi, is one of the most prominent temples in India, dedicated to the Vamana avatar of Bhagawan Vishnu. It is thought to mark the very spot where the universe-altering event occurred. But this temple is so much more than a monument to a sacred history. It is the living, breathing heart of the festival of Onam. According to Kerala's traditions, when Vamana blessed Mahabali for his unwavering humility, Bhagavan granted him one wish: to be able to return once a year to see his people happy and prosperous. That annual homecoming of King Mahabali is what Kerala celebrates as Onam. The word Onam comes from Thiru-Onam. Thiru-Onam comes from Shravanam, the nakshatra associated with Bhagawan Vishnu. And the Thrikkakara Temple is considered the epicenter of these celebrations, the symbolic capital of Mahabali's ancient kingdom. And this isn't just a recent belief. The temple's connection with Onam is literally etched in stone. The temple's walls hold secrets that historians and devotees cherish. There are about 18 important stone inscriptions here, many dating back to the 10th to the 13th centuries during the time of the Kulasekara kings. These ancient writings, in a script called Vattezhuthu, are some of the oldest physical records we have describing the celebration of Onam. The inscriptions detail how local chieftains would gather at Thrikkakara for the festival, confirming its ancient importance. But its significance goes back even further. In the Sri Vaishnava tradition, the temple is honored as one of the 108 Divya Deshams, the holiest temples of Bhagawan Vishnu, praised by the great Alvar saints. The revered Saint Nammalvar, who lived centuries ago, referred to this place as Thiru-Kaal-Karai and sang praises of its presiding deity, Sri Katkarayapan. This tells us that for well over 1,000 years, maybe even more than that, Thrikkakara has been a major spiritual center. There is also a highly unique feature of this temple. Within the temple complex, another layer of history exists. There is a separate and ancient shrine, a Swayambhu Shivalingam, dedicated to Mahadeva Shiva. Local tradition holds that this was the very lingam that King Mahabali himself used to worship. Many devotees, even today, follow this tradition, visiting the Shivalingam to pay respects before going to the main shrine of Vamana. It is a beautiful acknowledgement of the complete story, honoring the king before honoring the divine who tested him. Like any truly ancient place, Thrikkakara is woven with many layers of sacred narratives. One account speaks of Kapila Maharshi, a great sage who is said to have performed intense scriptural austerities right here. Pleased with his devotion, Bhagawan Vishnu appeared before him, and at the sage's request, agreed to stay forever. He blessed the land with his presence. and the sacred pond, Kapila Tirtham, is named in his honor. There is also a fascinating local legend that explains the shrine of a Brahma Rakshas. The story, which has a few different versions, tells of someone connected to the temple who was wrongly accused of stealing a bunch of bananas that had been offered to the deity. In his grief, he ended his life and became a lingering spirit, and this shrine was built to pacify that spirit. And even today, offerings are made here right after they are offered to the main deity, a practice that respects the memory of this tragic story. This deep reverence for regional spirits and localized guardians is a captivating aspect of our heritage. If you're drawn to how ancient communities worship and pacify powerful regional energies, you will enjoy my book Daiva, where I've explored the rich folk traditions and spirit worship of Tulunadu. You can find the link to grab your copy in the description below. The Thrikkakara Temple's journey through time hasn't always been smooth. By the early 20th century, this incredible complex had fallen into a state of despair, but its importance was never forgotten. Thanks to the efforts of the devotees and the Maharaja of Travancore, the temple was carefully reconstructed, preserving what was left of the older walls and its precious inscriptions. Today, the temple is more alive than ever. The annual festival during Onam is a spectacular, typically 10-day event. It kicks off with a Kodiyatam, or the flag hoisting ceremony, on the day known as Attam, which is the first day of Onam. And the famous Onathappan tradition also began here, where clay representation for Vamana and Bali are placed. The festivities wrap up with the Arata, a ceremonial bath for the deity on the final day of Thiruvanam. The entire state of Kerala might celebrate Onam today, but at Thrikkakara, the festival truly returns to its source. The famous Attachamayam procession, which kicks off Onam celebrations in the state, is traditionally associated with the royal journeys of the olden times, when kings would make their way to this very temple. The grand Ona Sadhya is a massive feast. It is served to tens of thousands of people from all walks of life and all communities, perfectly embodying the spirit of unity and prosperity from Mahabali's reign and Vamana's blessings. So the real secret of Thrikkakara Temple is this. It is not a monument to a king's defeat, but a celebration of ultimate humility. Mahabali, he achieved a special kind of immortality through his integrity and devotion. The Thrikkakara Temple stands as a powerful reminder that what might look like a fall can actually be a moment of divine grace. It teaches us that the king who is welcomed back with so much love every year isn't the one who conquered the world, but the one who conquered his own ego. The story of Vamana and Mahabali, centered in this sacred place, isn't just an ancient account. It is a living philosophy that continues to shape the heart of a culture. Have you ever visited a temple with such a layered and powerful sacred history? If yes, tell me in the comments below. And what does the story of Mahabali's surrender mean to you? If you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends, and you can also follow me on Instagram, where I make content from our Puranas and folklore. So until next time, I'm Kumar, and Bhagawan Vishnu be with you.